Good morning and welcome back to this week's video. I am in my bedroom and I'm planning to take you along for some cleaning out closets, cleaning out drawers. Not exactly sure will I get to cupboards today or not, but I am learning in this season of life that I should mention, not only am I cleaning but also hopefully doing a fairly large declutter, because in this season of life, as I was saying, I simply do not have the bandwidth to deal with a lot of storage or a lot of extras, especially in a smaller home. I love my home, but with no attic and no basement for storage, no garage, I definitely have to keep paring my stuff down. So that is my goal today. I have 3 goals. I wrote them down. First of all, when I open a drawer or open a closet, my first question is, what can I get rid of? Secondly, how can I store things more effectively? So if they're out of season and they just need to get out because the prime space, in other words, the drawers that we use, the closet that we use every single day, that is considered prime space to me, and so I might not have space for dresses that I'll be able to wear next summer again. And then lastly, or thirdly, how can I clean and reorganize? Another thing is I don't have the amount of time that I used to have to clean and declutter, and so I'm going to do my best to stick to the motto of done is better than perfect. By nature, I actually love organizing. I love cleaning. I know that sounds odd to some of you, but I actually really enjoy it, and I could spend a whole day going through my bedroom. I have 2 closets. I have that chest of drawers beside me, and then this dresser, also the nightstand. But today we've got about 2 hours maybe to work on this. I would also love to get to the master bathroom, but we'll see. I am also learning that I can't set too high expectations, but anyway, I am going to turn this camera around and we're gonna get busy. Alright, I am starting with my side of the dresser. My husband has his own side over here, and so I know mine is going to take more time, unfortunately. So we're going to tackle that first and see how quickly we can move on. In here, I have quite a few things that need a new home. So obviously there's undergarments, but also this is kind of my one drawer in the house where I just chuck stuff if I don't know exactly where I'm going to put it yet. Like, for example, I got some hooks for hanging hats and coats for my men. I've already used some of them and I'm going to use some more in the other closet. So that's why it's just resting in here. I'm going to set it out because I want to use it today yet. I have some extra traveling, let me see if I can open this, shampoo and body wash bottles. I think those should be moved to my traveling drawer, which I'm going to tackle later. That's taking some stuffing, I'm not going to lie, because that thing needs attention. But the goal is to keep moving. Same with this. Okay. Oh, I forgot something. I need a tote for clothes that I can't fit in right now in this season, or that I won't be able to fit in, and I also need a trash bag. So let me run and get that before I continue. Alright, got my big tote here. I don't know if that's going to work long term, but it's an empty tote, so that's what we're going to do. And I've got my trash bag here. My goal when I'm working on these projects is deal with my stuff right away, in the sense that I either put it in the tote, in the trash bag, or in its new home as much as possible, just because I can't seem to stay at something like this. I love being a mom, but you also know that gone are the days of being able to stick to a project without interruptions. So that's why we're doing it this way. That way if I get, come in, dear. I was just talking about you. You want to say hi? You were eating breakfast. You want to say hi? Anyway, so, okay. I'm going to keep going.
Mama.
I'm I'm placing my things on top that I want to keep in here, like veils, cosmetic or makeup bag. Actually, this is trash.
Mom, this needs the hand.
Mm-hmm.
Mom, this needs the hand.
Not yet. I'm going to be putting some stuff in there soon. Oh,
Ow.
we've got some handkerchiefs that need to go elsewhere. Do you want to put those in the bottom drawer? Oh. When I talk about this being my drawer where I put stuff where I don't know where I'm actually going to put it long term, and that is this camera stuff is something newer. And here's one that actually doesn't work already, sadly. It was a birthday gift from my husband. But I think I'm just going to give it permission to go. By the way, are you hearing my dryer in the background? I should probably go shut it off. Okay, hopefully that's better as far as background noise. Oh, here I've got something else that doesn't really belong in here, but it has been the place for it. I think I'm going to put it with our other electronics and wiring stuff now that I know that we're actually going to keep these and continue using them.
Mom, some spritz.
You can use some chapstick. Okay, we've got somebody wanting to do samples. Alright, here's an example of something that is just not for this season. Obviously, with my current shape, I will not be wearing belts like this with any of my dresses for the foreseeable future. So, into the tote. Here's another photography selfie stick that I'm just gonna chuck over here. Oh. Okay. I honestly think this drawer is only about half full. So I'm even gonna have some room to move some of my things like socks up, which is great. That's always a win-win if you end up having extra room. So that's what I'm gonna be doing now. For drawers number 2 through 4, I'm just going to give you some quick previews, and then I'm also going to give you some afters. These are basically leggings, skirts, some shirts, and etc. for myself. It's a little bit more empty now that the socks are taken out of, and this needs to go somewhere else. It's just an elastic wrap. And this is a prime example of needing to go through some clothes. Hubby, and another stack that I need to start is clothing for hubby that I'm not sure if he wants anymore because they don't fit properly. That's why they ended up in my drawer. So we'll be starting another stack of those, and hopefully tonight, because I know there's more of them in the closet that I just want to ask him before I get rid of them, because I know he doesn't reach for them, and that's why they're no longer in his drawers. Okay, back to giving you the preview. Okay, yeah, a lot more of hubby's clothes that I need to ask him about. Just some more of my clothes that need to be sorted through. We've got some winter items that need to be brought out. And Declan's drawer. Wow. Right now, this is his coat and cap drawer, and also obviously some pull-ups and diapers I was hanging on to, but they can be trashed now. Some pants that he has not grown into yet. So, and it's all better. This is now Declan's drawer. Why is this not focusing? And it's all better. This is Declan's drawer, some clothes that he's growing into, or extras, his linens, pillowcase, etc., his outdoor sweatshirts, hats, etc. And I have a whole half-empty drawer, which is great. Some of my outdoor clothes like gloves and also sweatpants for the winter, and my drawer of bottoms and tops. So I love when a drawer is only about half full. That I have started a new bag, so I have a thrift bag and a trash bag. So that's where a lot of the stuff is going to. I'm learning more and more that even if I don't have a lot of storage, I really don't need that much if I just learn to pare my clothes down to what actually fits in my space versus trying to store all of my items into the space I have, if that makes sense. Anyway, somebody's playing beside me. So hopefully this is an encouragement for y'all. Like I mentioned earlier, I just do not have the bandwidth to deal with all of this extra, and I'm giving myself more and more permission to just let it go. If it's not for this season, I don't have time for those extras. Okay, for my husband's side of things, that is basically clothes drawers, and I've kind of been keeping up as things don't really fit or need to be placed elsewhere. That's why there's this big stack that was mostly sitting in my drawers of clothes that I don't know if he wants to keep, some that he's obviously not wearing. And so this will actually be fairly quick and easy. Just go through and reorganize and clean. So we'll do that on speed. For an update, this piece is clean inside and out. And I don't prefer leaving stacks around, but I know I'm not going to ask Joel about it if I don't leave it out. So that is why that stack has permission to stay. Over here, my bed is not made. It is Monday, so it is the day to launder the sheets. But over here, I've got my tote. Surprisingly, I do not have anything else in here yet. But I do know my next project, the closet, will probably yield quite a lot. My thrift bag, and then for some reason my trash bag I think has more contents than anything else, which I'm a little bit embarrassed about talking about the trash bag, but I'm just relieved to get some stuff out. Behind me is our closet, the main closet in our house. And when I say the main closet, I'm talking about travel gear, games up on top there, swinging around an extra blanket, some more travel gear, obviously caps, belts. This is hubby's side. We've got his pants and clothing, etc. His side is actually not looking too bad, to be honest. Also, it is where we keep the hunting gear. I don't know how well you can see, it's pretty dark in here, but anyway, I don't have a lot of storage in this house, which is okay, so I just keep my stuff minimal. And then down below is shoes and boots. I just need to go through and clean and maybe change out some winter ones, especially on my side. This is a little bit embarrassing, but this is what we have going on. On the right here, these hooks especially should not be this loaded. I've been adding some light sweatshirts and more dressy tops to this side as I needed the hanger space for bigger ones, and they just need to be stored in a tote. Also, my dresses need to be rearranged. I will probably be pulling up the maternity ones before too long. And back here, if I can dig all the way back here for you, we've got some shoes going on, not orderly at all. But some of those sandals need to be put away so that I actually have room for my boots who are currently camping out on the floor. Anyway, excuse the lighting. So that gives you an idea, let me step forward here, of what's going on back here. It is our main closet. It is where we keep our coats, boots, shoes, basically most of our clothes that are not in drawers. Our entryway only has one hook, which I keep for Joel's everyday clothes, and so everything else goes in here, the whole family's shoes and boots and sandals and everything like that. Anyway, that was a mouthful, but I'm just gonna put this on probably fast forward or something like that and allow you to watch a bit as I sort through. I have a lot of dresses, like I said, or a lot of clothing that I'm gonna be putting in this tote because they won't, they just don't fit for this season or for the next season, and I don't have the closet space to store them. So let's get at it. It's already feeling better in here. I was putting some laundry away a minute ago or a couple minutes ago, and just having the dresser rearranged, cleaned out, makes it more fun, and I am very eager and motivated to try and get that shape that up a little bit in a few minutes time. So here's to fast forward. Alright, so an update. I think it's been 15 minutes that I've been going through this closet. Let me turn you around and just give you a look at how it's looking right now. I did not clean, by the way. I know I mentioned that I'm cleaning and decluttering. That I think is basically going to be for the furniture because I'm not doing walls, etc. And obviously the closet is mostly walls and then those shelves down there. So those 15 minutes were just spent going through and getting everything out that does not need to be in there right now. So let me show you what I've got. Alright, so I did fill up this tote, and it is mostly clothing that is not for this season or this size, and also a baby carrier that I don't know why it was still in the closet because clearly it's been a while since we used it. And then over here, my trash bag has gotten a few items, and my thrift bag has got a few items. I have two things that I'm hung up on that I don't know what to do, and I try not to spend too much time on anything. But this is it's more or less like a tray for a child to attach to his waist on, like when they're sitting in a car seat or just on a seat. It's if they're eating or if they, play or look at a book, whatever. And it was gifted to us. I have not figured out if we're actually gonna use it a lot. So I think the only way I know to try this out is put it on the vehicle. If we use it, keep it. Otherwise, we'll let somebody else get value from it. I think it's a great idea. For some reason, it's just been sitting in the closet. But this one right here, what's up, dear?
I get my baby.
Did your baby fall off the chair?
Yeah.
Okay. You're taking care of your baby right here. I've basically been keeping it for cases where I don't want to use my leather or fake leather one up there. Things like going on a hike or just places fishing for a day if I want to stick some extra clothes in. And I'm so undecided. I have no other small backpacks. This is actually a backpack. We have this really big one behind me. And I want to get rid of it, to be honest, just because it seems like it's taking up space and I hardly use it. But I'm not feeling too good about that decision right now. So I'm going to put it back. This is my one item where I'm allowing myself to keep it. And if I still have the same question next spring, I'll probably get rid of it. Okay, so this also goes into my drawer that was half empty over there, which is great. Just some extra sweatshirts where that way it gives me some extra hanger room. These are gifts that go into the gift drawer, and here are a few more items to put on hubby's stack over there. Alright, it is lunch break. I just finished cleaning and remaking the bed, cleaning that nightstand as you saw, and let me show you the after results of the closet. I know it's not clean, and I don't know, maybe on camera you won't be able to tell much difference, but it feels a lot better. And when I look at the amount of things I took out, it feels a lot better. So let's show you that, and we'll be back after lunch to work on that chest back there, and I have my cleaning pail ready for, whoops, for Declan's closet over here. Back here I have an extra tote where I keep off-season footwear in. So right now Crocs, or some Crocs and sandals, etc. are stored in there. And then I do need to add a little bit to this, but that's looking much better. And this side, I can actually get inside my closet. Alright, so this afternoon I did work on at least one of these drawers, started a little bit on one of the others, and so I think I'm kind of done with most of them. What I'm going to do, I looked through all of them. I'm down to this one. This is Declan's drawer, and just to give you a close-up, no, I do not fold his clothes. I did give that up a while ago. You can judge me for that if you want to. But what works best in this season of life is there's bins that basically perfectly fill up this drawer. And let's see if the lighting is good here. Okay, so basically we've got a bin for undergarments and PJs. We've got a bin for tops, and we have a bin for bottoms. So very easy. Actually, a lot of the time he puts his own clothes away. When I say put them away, normally so our laundry room is right next to our bedroom. I just bring the basket in, I dump it on the bed, and I take care of Joel and I's clothes. And generally he's there helping me, and I give him a stack of pants, and he knows which bin they go into. I don't feel like I spend that much time teaching him. I think he just kind of learned on his own. Because he's used to, if he comes here and he needs a shirt, he goes to the middle bin. If he needs pants. Now obviously I do have some hanging clothes in the closet behind me, so it's not like everything is in here, but still as a whole it's a simple system that works for right now. Alright, I'm just going to go through these. I know that it's time to get rid of he's watching me. I'm not sure if this is going to work okay, but it is time to store these. He loves wearing short pants or shorts, and it is just too cold for that anymore. He still asks me sometimes too, but yeah, sadly I think that season has passed us here in Ohio unless we get some Indian summer again. So I need to just sort out some of the old, get rid of them, and just see if we can't reduce some of this inventory. Alright, that does it for the bedroom today. Somebody here wanted to try out some suspenders that I found in the drawer. I think they're so cute. They're inside out, but that's okay. It spites me that he's outgrown them. I think they're a little bit too snug, but maybe if he still wants to wear them, I'll keep them for use right now instead of putting them into storage. But anyway, we have a full trash bag to take out to the dumpster. And my thrift bag is almost full, so I believe I might be wise to take that out to the car right away as well, so that it doesn't just sit around. Good morning. It is the next morning. I am here in my bathroom, ready to start on this cupboard and the ones behind me over here. So I'm already enjoying how much better my bedroom is feeling with just the furniture and the decluttering done. That I am definitely inspired to keep going, and I can hardly wait to get to the walls as well, which will not be in this video. I'm just focusing, like I did yesterday, on cupboards, drawers, etc. So let's go. Okay, so it took me a while of living in this space to figure out how to organize bathroom cupboards with no drawers. So what I've been doing is back here on the bottom shelf, let me see if this focuses. I've just got some like extra stuff, etc. This is also some extra accessories for my husband. And then something new I'm putting up here are the Q-tips and the flossers. Yes, dear. Are you riding a horse?
Yeah.
Anyway, so what's working at this point is I have bins. This is more or less first aid. It's got some children's medicines, yeah, miscellaneous band-aids, salves, etc. And then over here I have one for toothbrushes and toothpaste. I have brushes, a comb, and just some miscellaneous items for myself. Teeth whitening strips, etc. Hair clasps, some extra bobby pins, etc. So that's what I'm doing for right now. I'm trying to figure out how to piece this together since I have some extra stuff going in here. Okay, this usually goes on top. Alright, so the first aid basket, mine, and then we've got the calms. Sorry for all the blurry focusing. I think my phone is trying to figure out if I'm staying in or out of the cupboard. So that's what it's looking like right now. We'll see if this works. That one is considered done, except for I'm gonna take that thing and bleach it yet. Bathroom is considered done. Empty my trash bag. Somehow I always find more trash than I expect. Alright, I'm gonna do something a little bit controversial. Some of you probably look, if you hear background noise, Declan is around the corner playing. And, oh, here he comes. Well, he can watch if he wants to. Anyway. So we've got this bin, and then we've got this bin, and obviously he does have his farm toys and his stuffed animals as well. So anyway, what I'm going to do today is, this is obviously overflowing, and this is a new birthday toy that doesn't fit in. I've been more and more using the container method as far as to figure out how much I can actually handle as far as different household items. Toys is one of them. And yeah, it's more than he plays with on a regular basis, and also obviously it just adds clutter. So I'm not getting rid of them. All I'm doing is putting hopefully half of them into a storage bag. My mom did this for us growing up, and she would store them in the attic or a closet somewhere, and then come midwinter, once we're kind of bored of our toys, etc., she would get them out, and we'd almost feel like we had new toys again. So that's what I'm gonna do. And like I mentioned, to some of you, you probably think like I'm depriving my poor child to not have more toys than this. But honestly, this basket, I don't know if he plays with half of them. He loves his books, so I'm keeping most of those out. And let me see, he does have, like I told you, some other, like his farm animals and farm toys, and this right here, that he plays with his animals and trucks, etc. He plays with that every day, so I am leaving that out for sure. Meh, meh. Okay. Looks like he's gonna end up helping me. Okay, buddy. This is staying since it's just a new birthday gift as well, last month. This probably gets played with more, and this for sure does. So up here I'm gonna put the to keep stack. This. Mama is gonna put some of them into storage, and then this winter when it's really cold, we're gonna get some new toys out.
Oh.
Oh. Let me adjust this a little bit. Okay. Alright, so this...
Mama, you see?
I'm actually a little undecided. This does get played with occasionally. This don't think it operates anymore. So I might just let it go. Like, actually let it go. This, let me see if it even works. Probably needs new batteries. And doesn't say the size, so I'm gonna check that size, and I'll probably put it into storage as well, along with this one. Somehow he doesn't seem to gravitate toward these two. He used to play with them a lot, so I think we'll just put them away for a couple months and they'll be almost like new again. Plus, we're only gonna have half of the toys to pick up. I'm discovering, obviously I'm still young at this parenting thing, but I am discovering that children do actually get overwhelmed with toys. Maybe that's a bold statement. But when it gets to be the point where they don't even want to pick them up, which normally I probably 9 out of 10 times or 99 out of 100 times Joel or I will help him. But that's just something I'm learning, is if I pare it down to where he doesn't feel overwhelmed by it. Okay. This won't take too much longer to sort through, now that we've bagged up that many. I have a feeling as he gets older, this might be a little bit more controversial if Mom wants to bag some things up. Alright, this one is being disposed, and that looks so much more manageable. I think there's another book or two floating around somewhere, but that's it for now. Somehow that's one small project that has been bugging me for so long. It's right off the kitchen here, and so I see it on a daily basis and I'm like, why don't I just go through that? But anyway, it's done now. Let's go stick this bag in a closet somewhere. Okay. If I'm truly honest with you, it is a little bit humbling to show you overflowing stuff like this. I know it's not wrong, but I know it's not necessarily necessary. And by no means do we use every single book on here every single month. And so I'm going to go through as quickly as I can and figure out what can be put into storage, because like I mentioned earlier, I'm learning that if this is the amount of space I have, and if it's easier for me to operate without clutter, it's okay to just let it go. So that's my goal. Let's see how quickly I can do this.
Mom, is that some colors? Is that some rosy colors?
Yeah.
That's some rosy colors.
Okay, so I've made 2 stacks. Half of them is more like inspirational reading that is actually meant to like change your life. For example, here's one about the importance of blessing our children. Here's one that I got gifted as a newlywed bride, encouragement for marriage. Another one for women. There's finances. There's just an assortment of that type of thing. And then there's also these just more, I don't know if I want to call them entertaining, but just life stories, etc. So I'm putting those in the back just because in this season of life, unless we have guests, those don't usually get read a lot. So that's where I'm making my, or that's how I'm dividing them for now. Okay, this is a day later. I did get this bookshelf completed yesterday, and it is feeling so much better. I can actually get into my binders that I use on a weekly basis. I have my recipe one here and just different ones. Anyway, so that's feeling so much better. Now I'm moving from the bookshelf to the desk over here. I want to tackle this door right here and the drawer to the right at the top. The bottom one is a file, and I do that at the end of the year when we do our taxes. So this shouldn't take too long. right, this is our next project. Let's go. So, here is a quick pass on what the after is looking like for my laundry room cupboards. I don't know how much it's actually showing. I did take out quite a few things from those two containers just because it wasn't all fitting in anymore. And this feels so much better. Good afternoon, friends. It is again a day later, and as I'm ready to do the outro for this video, I am thinking about how much better my house already feels since I've gotten rid of some things. It felt so satisfying to plop that whole bag off at the thrift store, and a whole bag, I think by the end I basically had a whole bag of trash as well. Anyway, that feels so good. And I don't know how many times in this video that I've said that phrase, like, it feels so good. Anyway, I don't really have time to do a kitchen declutter or anything like that, but I'm gonna give myself 10 minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, to just quickly go through my cupboards, open them up, do a quick pass, and see if there's anything right off the bat that I know that I can just let go of, put in the trash or something like that, because my house has to function well these days. And especially getting into another season of adding a new baby, I'm gonna have to just keep paring stuff down to where I can manage it. Otherwise, it gets overwhelming. And when mama's overwhelmed, things do not flow very smoothly. So, I'll take you along. I know I told you the laundry room cupboard was the last project, but I am gonna quickly take you along for these 5 to 10 minutes and see if I come up with anything that I can just let go of in my kitchen for it to function more effectively. I'm not going to be doing any food, just quickly checking drawers, cupboards for dishes, etc. Okay, cupboard number 1. I already know that there's at least 1 or 2 more that are coming in here when hubby gets home from work, but this one for sure can go. It has been well used and well loved, and I was gifted a new one that I'm using, so if it were new I would keep it, and for a replacement, since it's not, I've got a new home for it. Anyway, so this will leave plenty of room for hubby's 2 mugs that are coming home with him tonight, and I feel like I've been doing a fairly good job of keeping my everyday coffee mugs pared down. Anyway, I used to have more, like 2 or 3 times this many mugs. I think there's maybe half a dozen in there, and there's no way that in a house of 2 adults and 1 child that we use that many in one day. Besides, I should be doing dishes every day anyway. I do have another cupboard where I keep nice, like, company mugs, if that makes sense, because we do host quite a bit, to where I have another one, but just for my daily stash, that's what it consists of. Okay, this drawer, I'm honestly not sure that I'm going to take anything out. It is the one beside the stove, and I only keep my bare essentials in here, basically non-stick and whatever I use for cooking. So I think we're good there. The door beneath it, oh boy, I'm gonna see what I can find in there. Alright, so nothing to actually get rid of, but I did find a canister that if I would be looking for it, I probably wouldn't look in there. So I'm going to quickly move that to another cupboard where I actually keep my empty containers like this and move on. I'm in front of my small island here, and this is where I keep my cookware. I think we're good on the top there. Down here, back there, I have some wrapped pans that I use when we're cooking over the fire, so that's why they're wrapped in newspapers. But I think this is looking good. Obviously, doesn't need any help today. Okay, so for the daily cups, glasses, etc., let me just show you. There's one pitcher in use right now in the fridge, so that's why there's an empty slot. But down here, I see at least 1 item that I can take out. I said 1 item, but I found 2. This water cup right here, I loved it and I still like it, but since I have my new one and since I'm no longer in first trimester, I don't care for the plastic. For some reason, I usually use insulated, but for some reason in my first trimester, drinking from an insulated mug, I don't know, it almost made me throw up. Don't ask me why, I don't understand it, but for some reason, drinking from plastic, however ironic it sounds, was the ticket. So this got me through that, but I don't think it's worth holding on to because I never reach for it if I have my other one. Anyway, one more thing I found is a sippy cup. So my son is definitely out of the sippy cup stage, and if he uses something every day, this is what he would use. In fact, he can drink from these as well. But anyway, I have been keeping it just for guests, but as I'm really thinking about it, I'm like, who doesn't bring their own sippy cups when they come? And if perchance they don't, I have straws. So it's not worth keeping. If it were new, I would hang on to it, but it has been well used and well loved. So, okay, 3 items. Oh dear, this drawer is another situation. I am gonna set my phone down and just quickly leaf through and see if there's anything I can get rid of because it definitely looks like a mess. Okay, now that everything's out, I'm actually just gonna leave it out because I'm ready to run the sweeper through the kitchen as soon as I'm done with this video, and this drawer definitely needs some vacuuming. But anyway, just a quick glance over. I am seeing some doubles here. I really don't use these or have to use these since I have this one. I got a smaller one, so I'm just gonna let this go since, matter of fact, the beater that operates these whisks actually only operates one at a time, so it doesn't even work properly. So that can for sure go. This one is broken, so he just needs to be added to my shopping list, and he can go. This one does not work, so I'll just add a knife sharpener to my list as well. Okay, so this is all good, and this is obviously still in its package, so it's gonna go with my gift items, and if I pull it out and decide I need it before I gift it to somebody, great. If not, it won't be filling up my drawer. Okay, for tea towels and dishcloths, I need all of these. I feel like these are pared down quite well, but this, let me see if I can't find a better home for those. And this bib is clearly no longer being used, and since it's broken, I'm not going to keep it for another child, so that can go. Alright, got some extra room. Okay, silverware drawer. I wish I had something more effective with these lids, but normally I stash them in here and then I store them in my pantry once I have a couple accumulated. But anyway, obviously this is all good. Over here, oh my, the mug broke for this, so I can definitely let this go. I kept it because I thought I would use it on a jar or something, but it's been here for a couple months, so I'll give it a free pass. This actually belongs in the bathroom, as well as this with the medicine. And here, this should be put with the cake decorating. I wonder what this seal is for. I think I'm just gonna let it go because I've searched for the cup it belongs to or the bottle and I can't find it, so that's gone. Another cake decorating tip. I think otherwise I'm good. I do want to keep these lids. And yes, I don't have enough silverware usually, so that's why I keep a stash of plastic ones. Something else to add to my shopping list. Okay, moving on. We've got measuring cups and small containers. I think those are all good. Some lids. And yes, I definitely use these, so all good there. Down here, my cake decorating and this chopper, definitely use it. Okay, now for down here. I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed down here, to be honest, but Okay, so I did take a few seconds because I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed and unsure about down here if there's anything that should go. And I did decide that we're good over here, but I found a few of these dispensers that, since I got the cheap ones off Amazon, these are actually still very nice. They're Tupperware brand, and so I just don't use them because I don't care for the way they dispense their liquids, if that makes sense. That one needs a little bit of cleaning. Anyway, so I'm just going to give them to a thrift store someplace and somebody else can enjoy them. This, I just don't find myself reaching for it often enough that it's worth my space to keep it. And this one is kind of in the same boat. I don't have a set, so I can't really stack them, and I feel like it's just taking up more space than what it's actually worth to me as far as the amount that I use it. So these can definitely be thrift or sent to the thrift store. Okay, right here I've got some extra serving dishes and items I use for bigger crowds or guests, as well as some tin foils. I think those are all good. So we've still got the top cupboards here, and I just quickly opened them up and I really don't see anything that needs to go. These are what I call my company dishes. So obviously this does not get used, but maybe with a little girl come joining the family, I will definitely want to keep that, and it's not necessarily overstacked up there, so that can stay. And then last but not least, my company coffee mugs I was talking about, and my everyday dishes. Those are definitely staying. I missed 2 drawers, so just a quick glance through. Here's some ties that should be moved up front. Actually, whoever uses this many, I'm just gonna get rid of all but one of these because clearly not using all of them. Anyway, some cords that we definitely still use, keys. The only thing I'm seeing that could go here is this. I should see if it works on a vehicle, and then otherwise it should just go. Anyway, and some of these keys I think were here when we got here for maybe an outbuilding, and some might even be my husband's, so not really my say on getting rid of them. So, good there. And officially the last one. This is a random item that I didn't have a home for, that I want for the holidays. Let me find a new home for it. This is my recipe drawer, and yes, that one gets used. This is my shopping clipboard. That one gets used. This one definitely gets used, although it's losing its cover. Okay, this one can go because I don't need 2 of these clipboards in here. I will put them with my other clipboards. And this I'm not putting back in because, yeah, like I said, it takes a lot of space. Small drawer, and I don't use it a lot, so that can go elsewhere. These definitely get used, my jam recipes. And then this, I don't actually use these labels in the kitchen like I thought I would, so I'm going to put them in with some of my more crafty supplies. And this marker never did work properly, so that can go. Alright, another drawer that could actually be swept out. My goal here is, I have my planner here that usually stays out on the counter, unless weekends sometimes I'll close it up and put it into my bedroom drawer. But I would love to be able to just put it, by the way, does it even fit? That's a fail. I was thinking maybe if I clean it out, I could put this in here. It would just be nice to have my counters clear every evening. Not that that's a big eyesore, but you know, anything taken away is great. I wonder if I could swap the items in these 2 drawers. That one's a little bit wider. Yeah, that would fit. I'll have to think about that for a little bit here. Anyway, this is going to be the end. I'm pretty sure I've used up at least 10 minutes, if not more, and it takes a little bit longer with videoing. But I hope it's inspired you ladies, or guys, I don't know if anybody watches a kitchen declutter. But I hope this inspires you that if you don't have time to go through entirely like I did the rest of my house, the rooms that I went through, sometimes just taking 10-15 minutes can still make a difference and make it feel different when you open in a drawer, because these drawers that we use every single day, definitely it does make a difference when there's not extra clutter in there. Or that's my take on it. Alright, friends, thank you so much for sticking around, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.